Good afternoon and welcome to Real Chicks Rock Presents Real Discussions. I am your host, Michelle Dawes-Burt, and as always, I'm super excited to be here. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Atlanta, just a little overcast, but it is June 6th. It is Gemini season. Birthday's on Wednesday. Son's birthday was on Friday. We're just going to have a good time. We're just going to have a good time. So there's some other things going on in Atlanta. I'm just going to lay them out here, and you talk amongst yourselves about them, right? So Mayor Keisha Bottoms, is she running for office? She's not. If anybody can tell me what her platform has been while she's been in office, let me know. Put it in the chat. How about those Hawks? I'm not a Hawks fan. I'm going to say that. I know I'm not a Hawks fan. They beat my Knicks. I know. They've advanced to play the 76ers, so everybody in Atlanta is really super excited to see them progress. And the stadium seating is full capacity. So when I saw the game about a month ago, it was social distance, and it was really great, felt really safe. So now it's like full capacity at the stadiums for all the NBA teams. So it's like, you know, pandemic, what? Nope, nobody's paying that too much attention, at least down here. I know up in some other places it's still pretty tight, but you know what? Just give it a few more weeks as more and more people get vaccinated. We should see hopefully a decrease in cases and people will start to get a little bit more comfortable, and there you have it. Hopefully we'll have a different summer than what we had last summer. But that's enough on local stuff. Thank you to all the new listeners that are checking this out. For those that don't know, let me just give you a little bit of background about what Real Chicks Rock is all about. We're all about creatively collaborating to connect and raise awareness regarding issues that impact women. That's right. And we do it by community service engagement, public speaking, mentoring, and by the arts, the media platform, which is this. And we've been doing this for a couple of years now. Super excited about the opportunity to talk to interesting people as we have topics and conversations and issues and challenges or even success stories. We have the opportunity to bring those people in here to talk and to share and to enlighten our listeners. And today is no different. Today's topic is the food effect. With everything that's been going on, everybody's talking about this pandemic weight. It's an easy 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds that people have gotten. And so now it's a great opportunity to really talk about food and the impact that it has with us, right? As human beings, what we like, what we dislike, what we should eat, what we shouldn't be eating. And I have a guest all the way from my home state, New York. I have Nicolette Pace on the line. Hi, Nicolette, how are you?
Hallelujah, Michelle. Hallelujah.
How are you?
You said a mouthful. Good.
Man.
Good. So many different things.
Yeah. We'll jump right in. So Nicolette, you're from New York, like I said, but tell the people a little bit about yourself and about your program and your business, just a little bit. Tell us.
Wow. I've been through 5 industries actually. And, it started in communications. I've been a budding impresario chef since I was a child. Mm-hmm. One thing led to the next. I've been in several industries, and one thing led to the next. I got my first degree in communications, and then the following ones were in nutrition and advanced degrees. Right. So it was just, and what I like to always say is you're building on a lifelong learning, or like a tree, you never know. I think the old days are gone where you work for a company for like 50 years. You have to be able to maneuver, especially now. Right. And, women need to find themselves, along the line. Yeah. The old days, people were like nurses and teachers, but forget it. There's all kinds of things going on.
Right. So Nicolette, tell us, how did you get into nutrition, especially since you've had experience in different fields and areas? Why nutrition?
Well, primarily because, I'm basically European. I had a lot of time in Europe, and I saw how things were farmed and harvested. And I was poor, and it was very important. And then I just took the helm. Seriously, I was making like crepes Suzette baked Alaska. I was only 6 years old. I'm quite a whiz over there.
Wow.
It really, and it was always with me. But I didn't go for like the Culinary Institute, whatever. That's a different story. But I did what was supposed to be done, to try and make an income and blah blah blah. So I worked in companies, etc. And I always loved communications. I worked for CBS, CNN, camera woman, assignment editor, a lot of that stuff. Plus, I'm a writer, so it's very interesting. But, something changed in a certain point where, I don't know, I just felt like I just saw the beauty in the food.
Okay.
And in my heart, it just made sense to me. And when I saw the products that are out there, which are extracting, let's say, I don't know, the benefits of like broccoli, and they're pulverizing it into some type of a potion. It's not working. People are ignoring there's a synergy with the food. Right. There really is. And it needs to be eaten in combination. Also based on a medical nutritionist, nutrition is highly scientific. Highly. It's not something like you could just say, eat a banana or something, you know what I mean?
Right. So Nicola, tell us, in your own words, what is your definition of nutrition and wellness?
Well, it's extracting the influences of what's available for us on the planet, making it work for you, promoting wellness, keeping the body at an optimum state, biochemically, physically, having the body work properly. Okay. And if you do not have this, underlying core of sustenance, you're going to get multiple problems. And don't forget, nutrition only really began in like 1920 or something. Okay. And it was based on soldiers, because they wanted to fortify the troops to be able to perform optimally. So that's how the field was born. It's not, thousands of years thing. The rest of it became stuff that was, from ancient times. And actually, that's a very interesting to think about, because, frankly, people had it right.
Yeah, right.
They had it right. The people in the original continents or countries, they knew how to harvest, et cetera, and it worked well for them,
Okay. So, Nicola, tell us, what's going on with women's health today? What are you noticing or seeing and experiencing?
Lots of stuff. Okay. A lot of stress. Yeah. There has always been a thought, when we broke the glass ceiling, but out of, 70,000 patients I've treated.
Wait a minute. You've treated 70,000 patients?
At least.
Are you? Wow. Wow. That's incredible. Okay, 70,000. Go ahead.
So, and I've been able to kind of see a similarity and stuff. So when it comes to women, and there was a good study a while back, and it was saying that man's stress comes from the stress at home. Women's stress is coming from stress in the workplace.
Right. Okay.
Because it's kind of like, it's different. It was not where it was, let's say, I don't know. So don't forget, and there is no Mr. Mom, basically, once in a while, but for the most part, the man is working and the woman has to do everything. You agree? I mean, I've seen that.
Yeah, we are multitasking. Most women are, right? So we're home, we're wives, or we have partners at home, or we have children, and then we have to go to work. Some women are still pursuing education, higher education, maybe finishing undergrad or going to grad school or getting their PhD. Just like men, we're trying to get our certifications in different areas just because we want to be compensated properly in the job market, right? Because we still get less than men do in some professions and areas. And it's a different dynamic when it's, white and black. So it's even a different delta when you're dealing it that way. So yeah, women are doing a lot of different things. Not to mention, we're still taking kids to soccer practice. We're doing homework. We're cooking.
You summed it all up. Exactly what I'm saying. So when you're asking what is the effect on women's health, come on now. Look at what you just said.
Yeah.
You got a recipe for a breakdown here.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Absolutely.
Because the support, it's like, and in many ways, I think women, believe it or not, are overly ambitious and taking it all on. Then certain people are just going to be like, okay, you take care of it. Now you got more to do.
Right.
You end up enabling,
Yeah.
I think we have to go like this. Your turn.
Say no. Give more no versus saying yes. Yeah. I think sometimes if we don't do it, it doesn't get done. So I don't know if we're always overly ambitious. Sometimes it just doesn't happen if we don't step up to do it, especially being us, all the single moms that are out there and people that are having to do so many things. If they don't have the help at home, they got to step up and do it. But I want to talk about how the food effect is what it's all about today. So I want to talk about, based on the fact that women are doing a lot of different things, what are some of the things that we need to look for in our daily nutrition? What should we be eating?
And I know people are going to coil with this. And people tend to get crazy when you said about, portion sizes or looking at the nutrition label. People start to freak out. It's like, like it's so complicated. It really isn't. And I suggest this, measure once and then you'll always know it.
Okay.
Take familiar serving utensils, see what it holds, and then you'll never have to do it again. And it will actually help you understand what you're eating, especially if, let's say, weight loss is a goal or something. People frequently have told me a bowl of cereal, for example, and I don't have any way of knowing how big that bowl is. Well, when you look at the bowls nowadays, that could easily be 5 and 6 cups of cereal.
Right.
So do the math. It's like 800 calories of cereal. And then people have this misconception, like, I'm eating healthy. So that's that. And it's easily done. Your favorite pot spoon or ladle, something like that.
Right.
You only have to do it once, and then you'll have a general guide. You don't have to get crazy with it. You really don't. And as far as the nutrition label goes, it's thwarting because we vetoed the metric system a long time ago. So when you see something like 30 grams, people don't understand that. And, the key is 30 grams is an ounce. That's all it is. And look at the box and say, how many is in there? Am I going to feel full with that? So it's logic, that's easy. And of course, we need to be, I guess, more conscious of what a whole food is versus, let's say, a dirty food. And a dirty food is, for the most part, something that has multiple ingredients that are very hard to pronounce. And, there are more chemicals than food. If you look at a fresh food, there's no label on it. Even if that is considered inconvenient or something, then frozen is actually sometimes very healthy. It's pure. So we've got to bring in more of that. And it's quite tasty,
Okay. So, Nicola, tell us maybe 3 things we should eat and 3 things we shouldn't eat. And they could be some of your faves.
Oh, well, if it's up to me, I'm going to say lemons, tomatoes, and lettuce.
Okay, those are your faves. All right. Is that what we should be eating?
Huh?
Is that what we should be eating?
Well, if you want to look like me, but I'm maybe not. They're all good. I mean, that's just my favorites. So many things. I think people should, and because we're multicultural, we're a blend of so many. And as a chef, there's a beautiful cuisine at every region of the United States. And I think, certain things have been stereotyped, believe it or not. So if you look at Southern cuisine, it's like, it's heavy in sugar and heavy in fat, but all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But I think we need to explore our roots diet and like even the Hispanic culture has gotten a bad rep. It's like you eat too much rice. And if you think about it, from the Caribbeans, this is not geographically, this is not an area to really grow vast rice fields. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just something that was adapted going forward. So, I would suggest you go back to your, what you like, really. Make it healthy. Stop with the process and the boxes and foods that are not foods anymore. There's so many chemicals in it.
Yeah.
And that's what you should be eating. You'll feel satisfied. You'll feel healthy. Try and bring in as many fresh fruits and vegetables as you can. It's easy. It's not complicated. I'm trying to always present it in that way. The best way for a person to really understand that is, and I've always asked a patient, 1 week, just write down what you're eating all week long. And then we look at it and we see, where you're at. And it'll show, what is, predominant or something, that you enjoy. And you work with it. Yeah. You can't superimpose crazy foods on people. Many people hate yogurt. Many people hate tofu. Many people hate quinoa. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there's so many other things.
Yeah.
What happened to boba tea? What happened to, et cetera?
And why do you think they don't like it? Is it the taste, or it just doesn't do anything?
Well, that actually is a different. That's actually, I think, one of your thoughts was food insecurity. So based on the region, there are some of these specialty health foods that are just not available in bodegas or wherever it is. They can't get them.
Okay.
They're only available in higher end supermarkets. So it's inaccessible. It's just not it. It's not available. So people are going to look at, people flapping their mouths about nutrition, and they're just going to be like, they're not going to be able to get it anyway. Plus, if they decide they're going to venture into some kind of store, it's going to be a lot of money. And then think about it. What would taste really better when you're hungry? Fried chicken or tofu?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm going with the fried chicken.
I know you are. We got to learn to recondition our taste buds, I guess. I would assume. Let me ask you this.
No. I think it's just be okay with what you like. It's not like you're doing the wrong thing. I think that's a step in people feeling like they're doing the right thing. When people feel like they're doing the right thing, they do it.
Okay. And that's good. That's fair. Nicolette, how has the pandemic impacted our health? Like, you're seeing patients now, it's gotten worse for them, or how are people doing in your practice?
Based on a very interesting study, there's been on average, a 40-pound weight surge,
Really?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. That's enough to take anybody into either a pre-diabetes state or, attenuate or, a diabetes state, which would require more medication. And there's a lot of reasons. If people are going in a certain tangent in the first place, but, the psychosocial factors are very evident. It was almost like sanctioned, people were home and, trying to do a release, and they couldn't go out and do this and that. So it just, it got worse, and then, there was a lot of takeout options, and don't forget, there was a feeling of like scared or being, whatever. It didn't manifest in any way. Food manufacturers were trying to capitalize on it. So when we had like, like the holidays, for example, or, Super Bowl, it was just like, licensed to overeat again. And it was just, and don't forget, the gyms will close, a lot of things. So yeah, it was a major impact, major. And, in the spring, what most people don't realize is that this is like one of the heights of type 2 diagnoses. It's always been at a peak. And so I would love to see the data on this, because I'm sure it's going to be at quite a peak. So we have to reverse it. A lot of people are tending to I don't know, do a quick weight loss thing, and that never works. And I've seen this all the time with patients, like cabbage diet. Let me do a fast, whatever. You'll feel better for a little bit, but then poof, back on again. Yeah. I also don't advocate this slow weight loss because that is so slow. You get like frustrated with it. So it's been interesting.
Okay. Nicola, why is it important to become certified in the industry, in the field that you're in? I believe you have quite a few certifications, right?
Yes, don't embarrass me.
I won't call them out. But why is it important to have them?
Because based on the state and the country, dietitians, whatever, are not necessarily licensed in different states. In New York, where I'm from, we officially don't even have a license. There's a certification, but, other states have, whatever. But what it does do, it opens up a bunch of people, and there's no, like, what do you call it? I don't know. Loss of words. To, make sure that the person is actually qualified to do what they're supposed to do. Okay. There's nothing to guide them. So, anybody can technically say, I'm a nutritionist. So what that does, it opens a consumer or a patient or a client into, all kinds of like ideas, et cetera, et cetera. And I see that as a major issue because, people are mixed up with things. This one told me this. This one told me that. My personal trainer told me this. I think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So consulting, coaching, blogging, magazines, author, talk show host. Which are your favorite platforms? Because you got so many different things that you're doing. Which one is your favorite? Where do you feel you connect with people the most?
Singing in the choir at church.
Really? Okay, I didn't even have that listed. All right.
Gardening and interior design.
Okay. Fantastic.
So many things.
So many different things. What would you give as a suggestion, Nicolette, for those that want to start in nutrition? What's the best way to get someone started?
I think you have, because it's going to be a profession that's going to, donate a lot out of you. Mm-hmm. Definitely get some schooling on it. You got to go for something that's, accredited, start with colleges, etc. But it's not an easy curriculum. I tell you, it's a 4-year degree plus there's a year of on-site internship. So it's pretty intense. It is. And based on the salary potential, it's not that great. So you really got to have a commitment, like I did. Okay. To me, money is zeros. I just like to help people. Mm-hmm. That's really it. But that would be a good place to start. You could, like what you're doing is promoting a good sense of self with one another. Mm-hmm. I think that's great. You could teach, you could, stuff like that. Yeah. Fantastic. But if you want to become a full-fledged, RD, CDN, and blah, 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 forget it. I've had like 14 years formal education already.
Wow. Long time. You're very good at what you do. Nicolette, what's next for you? You have any projects or other things coming up for you? A book? What's going on? Any projects?
Yeah. I'm what do you call it? I'm refurbishing an estate. Incredible.
An estate? Wow. Up in New York?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's so artistic. And I don't know, I have in my mind that it'll be a venue to, do cooking and, guidance. I mean, talk about, I've created like a backlot, actually. It's adorable.
Oh, I can imagine.
It really is.
I can imagine. So in the space of nutrition and helping others, any projects for that? Anything in the future for that?
Yes, I think that this is it because, as I told you, 70,000 patients already. I can only do so much one-on-one. And because I've always found when somebody comes in, they are so heavily influenced by the larger messages. And the only way to really help people is to hopefully try and get the message across that's going to make a difference. But prior, no matter how many people it was, it's one-on-one, it's one voice, and no matter what it is, it's going to get overshadowed by a gigantic message that the media puts across. So I welcome this opportunity to really shoot straight.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
something like
just to inform the people. How can they find you, Nicolette, if they had questions or just wanted to get more of your expertise? How can people find you?
Website is www.nutrisource.org.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Nicolette. I really appreciate you coming and sharing about the impacts of nutrition and how important it is. And that's it. That's my time for me, ladies and gentlemen. You know where I am. I am everywhere. I am on Twitter as Real Chicks Rock. I'm on Instagram as Real Chicks Rock. Check out the website. We're at realchicksrock.com. Feel free to go cop a t-shirt. It's summertime. You need one of those on your back. Don't wait. Get it now. That's my time. Until next time, you guys be well, take care, and continue to rock on. Joe, do me a favor. Take me out of here. As we say, may you live to be 100 and I live to be 100 minus a day, so I never